All right, we are live. Welcome to Barstool Units, episode 10.
And I'm Frosty the Snowman. I am buried up in snow. The windows are all but covered by the snow below.
Frank, I'm torn. I see the pictures and the videos of everything up there, and I feel like I know if I was up there, I would not be as happy about it. But seeing all the snow and seeing like all the pictures of New York in the snow, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks beautiful if you're looking at it from fucking Florida.
It really is. That is the case. I'm torn because I'm excited to go through it. I'm excited to like actually be in the snow and have that be an option.
If you get a little snowstorm, and I'm talking a little snowstorm that might be a nuisance for a day or two,
Mm-hmm.
and it might shut down things for a day or two, and that's a 6 to 10 inch snow. Kind of like what we had in December.
Yeah.
That isn't too bad.
Yeah.
When you get the 2 to 3 feet snow, it's fucking pure blizzard. Hell.
Yeah.
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 And the area that I'm in New Jersey, the most measurements are saying 20 inches, 30 inches, 24 inches, 26 inches, 27 inches. And that's just disaster.
Yeah. And that's where like again I'm torn because I know that once I'm in it, that's what I don't think I'd like, obviously. But I'm used to being inside for a few days. I mean, we have tornadoes and hurricanes, mostly hurricanes down here in Florida, or at least that's what we deal with most of the time. So I'm used. We have hurricane parties and stuff. Where somebody gets a generator outside the garage and we drink and play board games and stuff. So I don't think being snowed in would be. I don't think being inside would really be the difference. It would just be what's causing it. But of course,
yeah, it's just the cleanup of it is just such a hassle, and they're having trouble cleaning up my apartment complex.
I saw that.
You saw that little plow that's trying to clear the lot.
Yeah,
wasn't doing a very good job. I tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't. That is when I think of a snowplow truck. That is not a snowplow truck. That is a truck that somebody put a snowplow on. Yeah.
One of my neighbors who was parked by the fence. It looks like he's not going to be getting out to April.
No,
you saw that black car, right?
Yeah, and that's I in my head I'm thinking like I don't even know how do you have to dig that out or you just wait for it to melt. I don't know. But
I know when we had the last time we had a 2-foot snowstorm, they brought in a backhoe to try to clear it out after a couple of days.
Yeah.
But for 3 or 4 days, it was impossible to get in and out of my apartment.
Like the snow just stays there, right? Like if the sun doesn't come out and the heat and it doesn't warm up, the snow's just there.
No, it did. It might hit 40 tomorrow, and it maybe melts a couple inches melt off here and a couple inches melt off there. It's not until we get 2 or 3 days in a row of where it doesn't even hit 32 at night, where it hits where your low temperature is 38 and you get up to the 50s in the daytime. That's when the effective melting really starts.
Yeah, that is that's something I'm not really interested in. However, being snowed in, I'm coming at it from never.
I know the storm we had in December. The supermarkets, of course, always plow their lots, and wherever they piled up the snow, even after it's melted everywhere, that there's a residual dirt pile of snow that seems to last for 6-7 weeks.
Yeah,
the snow that we got today, there'll be lingering effects of it unless there's an incredible stretch of warmth.
Yeah,
we'll probably be around till the end of March.
Well, I saw that truck coming through, and there's nowhere for the snow to go. He's pushing it on the fence and everything, but
they try to push some of it onto the golf course, but they didn't do a very good job. That's why that black car is. The black car is by the golf course.
Yeah. I saw it. Now you were still you were able to get in a walk in today, or how's that going?
Yeah, I was able to finally, once they finally cleared enough in back of my car where I was able to get out,
Yeah,
go over to North Arlington and get a 30-minute walk.
nice. That's awesome. I tell you what, I mean, I think that really shows that it's about consistency, and it's just about doing a 30-minute walk. I mean, that's nothing. You can listen to a podcast, you can listen
Yeah,
to a
the
TV show,
only
whatever.
day since Christmas, the only day where I failed to do that was in fact Monday.
Yeah,
And
that's just
I wasn't going to go out in blizzard conditions.
No, that's a force majeure. That's that's a
Yeah, I mean,
that's an act of God.
when the snow is blowing sideways, coming down sideways,
Yeah.
and it's coming down like 3 inches an hour,
Yeah.
you can't go out.
No, you don't. No, it's not safe to go out. Yeah, so
it's not safe.
No. Well, we'll. I don't know. I'm interested. I again, I'm excited to come up there for that aspect of it and everything. At the same time, that reaffirms my decision to have stayed down here in Florida for a few more months. I'm moving up. I hope to be up in March. I'm going to fly up later on this month to actually look at different places where I want to live. But hopefully by the time March comes around, we won't have snowstorms like this.
Well, that's I do remember once having a snowstorm like this in March.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to get boots. Do you call them boots? I need to get or snowshoes. What do you call them?
Galoshes.
Galoshes. All right. I need to
get snow boots, galoshes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I need to get a pair of those, especially because I want to go walking for sure. And yeah. All right. Cool. Well, so the snowstorms kept us in, but it wasn't snowing in Dallas. I was able to go to Dallas this past weekend for a card show. Picked up a couple of Barstool cards. Got a Dave Portnoy, Allen Ginter card, and I got a Deion Sanders rookie card from 1989 Score. It's a real nice card. Then it's a PSA 9. The PSA 10 is going for like $500 to $600 right now. So
I may have that Deion Sanders card somewhere.
It's a nice set. It's all the sets now are the chrome and refractors and everything, and it's and they can be cool there, but it's shiny stuff. That is it's the classics, just the sleek green border.
They should get back to just the basics. We don't need a card that's designed to be $100 card as soon as you open the fucking pack.
No,
it's nice to have just the cards and just the pictures. That's always what I liked about the about baseball, football, and sports cards. More than the collector value, I like the pictures. I like seeing the card itself.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely think that's a big part of it as far as collecting.
I would used to judge the card style and the picture on there. Some of the pictures, some card styles were bad, some pictures were bad. I always like cards with action shots.
Yeah. Well, I think the early '90s, there's certain designs, like the Donruss designs with the lines up top, where it's a red card with the lines. It says Donruss in cursive. Like everyone remembers those. But yeah, it is crazy.
How about the early football cards back when they couldn't show the uniform, couldn't have the helmet on there, and then they just had people just pose them without their helmets, and they would always the running back would always do the Heisman pose.
Yeah,
the quarterback would always have the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in their practice,
the defensive players would always have this look.
Yeah, like they're coming at you. Yeah, it's almost like wrestling cards for sure. Yeah.
And the lineman was like this. The offensive lineman always had the pose like this.
Yeah, it was always the same pose.
The receiver always had this
They were those are cool cards, and that's like I said, it's just a basic design. Everyone remembers it. It's very sleek. It's just I was talking to somebody about that because there was a Patrick Mahomes card that went for like $800. It was over $870,000 this past weekend.
Wow.
And it was one of 5. So it's one of those sets, that has, it's a rookie patch auto. So it's this rookie card. It has the patch. I think it's this part of the seal from his uniform, from his jersey, and it's autographed. But yeah, it went for, over $800,000. And like you were talking about earlier, it's nice to just have a box of cards where you open it up and it's not so much of a gamble where you're spending hundreds of dollars.
You know
And
what I always collected? The sticker books. Remember and they brought them back in
That
the
was a
last
little-
a few years. Sticker books.
yeah, that was a little before my time.
No, they're back.
Oh, are
Topps
they?
has baseball sticker books for the last decade. They've
Okay.
come back.
I didn't know that. Yeah, but I like the old school designs and everything. But we'll see. The prices of cards right now is skyrocketing. And I don't know. It's definitely a bubble. I don't know when it's going to pop though. It's just like housing or just like finance, where it's like I think everyone realizes it, but everyone's just kind of going along with it until it pops, and then some people are going to be left holding a bag, and it's not going to be good for a certain amount.
No, it isn't.
But yeah, so I picked up the Dion card. It's PSA 9. I got it for like $50. It's and then I got, actually, let me grab this. Will Compton reached out to me, or I was able to get a hold of him, and we got this card signed by Mr. Derrick Henry.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful black card, and I got him to sign it in the silver Sharpie, and we're going to auction that off for the Barstool Fund. I think it'll pull at least $500-$600, minimum. But
do you remember my Deft pack?
Yeah,
Archive Deft pack.
Yeah, like the 3 players that died recently.
Yeah, you know who else was in that card pack?
Who?
Hank Aaron.
There you go.
I mean, that is freaky.
Were those the only 4 cards in the pack?
No, there are other cards in there.
You might want to start a Deadpool, Frank. I think you might be onto something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a Topps archive, so it's got like Hall of Famers mixed with today's players. But for one pack to have Seaver, Gibson, Joe Morgan, and now Hank Aaron it weirds me out.
Yeah. You didn't have a manager or Tommy Lasorda card?
I don't know. I gotta look at the pack again.
that'd be wild if you did. But yeah, so Dallas was fun. Ate a lot of barbecue. It was all right. I had, some pretty good barbecue. I didn't expect barbecue Twitter. I don't know if it was barbecue Twitter or Dallas Twitter, but every time I posted, I'm here eating barbecue, I got hundreds of people saying, "Oh no, you should go here. No, you should go here. No, you should," and it's like everyone was telling me to go different places and everything.
Well, that's what's going to happen when you move up here and go to pizza places too.
Yeah. But I think I might start doing. I don't know. I might start doing barbecue reviews. I'm a big barbecue guy. I'm not really. Obviously it'll have to be while I'm traveling. I know PFT really loves the Brooklyn barbecue, but I'm not sure if I'll be in. I'm not sure if I'll be in for that.
I'll take you to a few barbecue places that might be pretty good.
Yeah. Good deal.
Brazilian barbecue, Portuguese barbecue.
Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Those are the only places that are decent here.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the Italian food for sure.
There's one place called McQuarters down the neck of Newark in the Ironbound section, where they actually had the guy on the spit right in the dining area.
Oh, really?
Cranking the spit as it's going around and around and around on the fire.
Well, we'll definitely have to check that out for sure. Now, that was my weekend, but we've got a pretty big weekend coming up. You going to Rough and Rowdy, right?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I think there's usually like 25, 30 fights.
Yeah, 20. I think there's 20 this time.
Thankfully they're only 3-minute, or 3 1-minute rounds.
Yeah.
But obviously the fight of the night is Billy Football versus Jose Canseco.
Yeah, Jose Canseco, what a scumbag he is. I mean, seriously. This guy is a scumbag. I mean, for this is the guy that brought steroids into the game, and then he's the one that said, I'm going to clean up the game by telling on everyone I helped introduce the steroids.
Yeah. Isn't that just like the number one rules? Like, don't be a rat. Like, don't tell him. Like, don't just keep your mouth shut.
He's a rat.
He's
the definition of a rat. Yeah, there's whistleblowers and there's rats. Whistleblowers are
Oh,
people
for sure.
who have crises of confidence. But if you're the one that started it, you don't get to be a whistleblower. You're a rat.
No, yeah. There's a big difference between a whistleblower, like, hey, something is happening here that's not supposed to, and like I've gone the proper routes that I should, and nothing's being done. And hey, I started taking steroids. I taught everyone else.
And the fact that Barry Bonds is yet in the Hall of Fame, if he would have retired instead of using steroids, he would have been a Hall of Famer in 1999.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the part. I mean, especially as a kid. I mean, I played baseball. I watched baseball. I did not know how steroids worked. And it was like, kind of like the DARE program. It's like, oh, steroids are bad. Steroids are bad. They always showed, like the big jacked guys that have acne everywhere. And like, they're just muscle heads and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't tell us,
after school specials.
Yeah.
Billy's a dope head.
Exactly. Yeah. They didn't tell us like, hey, these guys are athletes, and just because they take steroids doesn't mean they're getting any better. Like, they still have to be athletes.
Marijuana is no longer satisfying me. I now must try Coke.
I'll never forget this. I think it was in 7th grade. It's either 6th or 7th grade, but we were watching one of the health class videos. These 3 kids get off a bus. One kid asks the other 2, hey, do you guys want to go smoke some marijuana? And one kid says, no, I heard my teacher told me it's addicting. And the kid goes, oh, that's nonsense. My brother does it all the time and he's not addicted. And it was just such a wild line. I'm like, I don't think this is meant for kids my age. Like,
if you want to see something wilder, they made something in the 1930s called Reefer Madness.
Oh, yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah, where everyone's just going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I still have never tried the drugs. Rob,
me neither.
Have you ever tried the drugs, Frank?
No.
You don't want to. Have you ever tried alcohol? I know you don't drink alcohol, but have you ever tried it?
I've tried alcohol, yes.
Yeah. I've never done the drugs, but Robbie and Large and a few other people have posted certain things where I'm thinking, if I'm in New York and it's legal, I mean, maybe I'll try it. I'm not convinced, though. It's one of those things where once you turn 32 and you've never done it, it's kind of like,
yeah, it's going to be pot's going to be legal in New Jersey any day now.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like once you're 30, it kind of seems like a high school, college kind of thing. It's like, but hey, we'll see. Maybe we'll figure it out.
And of course, with another, I know one guy that he lights up right in the office.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, that was I can't remember where I was. I think it was around Broadway or somewhere, but it was this smell just hit me, and I looked around and like there's a truck right there selling it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I know it'll be a crazy world. I am looking to do. I'm looking forward to doing the New to New York series where I document all the stuff that's like just wild to me, but everyone else.
Did you see the video that got posted? News reporters going around the street yesterday, and whenever there's this big snowstorm, they stop all programming, and they have like 3-4 hour news that broadcast.
Oh, really?
They'll show like people in different areas around the city, and in Long Island, New Jersey, just talking to people on the snow about the snow. So, and Barstool actually tweeted this video. That's where I saw it, and it's guys out there with his son, 12-year-old son, walking in the snow. And the news reporter asked the man, so what are you doing? Well, my son wanted hand lotion.
Yeah.
And we went out and got some hand lotion.
He went out
and the kid's laughing. So what do you want hand lotion for?
The kid knows, yeah.
And the father goes, oh, whoa, we need to keep his hands moisturized. Yeah, that's right, hands moisturized.
Yeah, I'm sure, mister. Walk out.
I mean, you want to talk about the most awkward like TV, and the reporters like, you can see the reporters like, oh shit, why did I pick this game?
Yeah. That's wild. So they just have like 3 or 4 hours of like man on the street type stuff in the snow.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Pablo in Brooklyn. What's going on in Brooklyn? Yeah, it's snowing here. The roads are getting really slippery. Now we're gonna go to NJ Burkett in Long Island.
That's wild.
My name NJ. Why aren't I in New Jersey? I should be in. And I should be in. Well, anyway, here in Long Island, it's snowing. The snow is up to my ankles now. We're gonna go now to New Jersey in Wanda Tompkins. Yeah, the snow's getting really high here. Roads are slippery. There's been several accidents. A truck got stuck and the road is now jammed.
And that's it. Just going back and forth. I used to have a bit about that where it's, for some reason, meteorologists who have gone to school for probably the most time, like, or, have the hardest degree, no shot against journalists or anything, but meteorologists go to school. They it's pretty serious. And then yet they're the only people in the newsroom are like, they have to be outside in order for people to believe them. Like down here, when the hurricane comes, and it's like they're outside in a hurricane in order to tell us there's a hurricane. It's like, you're a meteorologist. You went to school for 4 years. You can tell me in the studio, and I'll still believe you. Like, you don't have to.
Or is every meteorologist like I think like half the meteorologists in the world right now are alumni from University of Miami too.
That might be. It might be. I'm not too sure.
That is like the number one meteorology school in the country.
Is it? It's a private school. I know it's expensive for sure.
Well, that's what they have. The Hurricane Center. All the hurricane people come from there.
Well, that would make sense then. That would make sense. Well, it's going to be a heck of a weekend with Rough and Rowdy. But before Rough and Rowdy, happens, the Thursday night is the final night of Surviving Barstool. Have you been watching that?
Yes.
I'm excited. It's a fun show. I feel it's one of those. Did you see tonight's episode?
Yes, I did.
I don't know how they didn't listen to Brianna Chicken Fry. I don't know how they didn't listen to her. She's the only one that knew. Tommy's not going to play this. We need to vote for him in order. Because that would have been if they would have went with her theory or her idea. They would have all voted for Tommy. He wouldn't have played the idol. And that's probably the worst of the worst. Is getting kicked off of Survivor while you have an idol, getting voted out and holding the thing that could have saved you, but you didn't play it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I think I thought it was funny attitude when he started. He told him they should start kissing his ass or something. But I get it. It's a joke and everything. But at the same time, he won the battle. He's no longer there. But he lost the war, I feel like, because I don't think the people in the office, especially, they're not big Survivor fans. I don't know if any of them have watched Survivor. On a normal episode or on a normal Survivor show, or a series, a normal season of Survivor, when someone plays like that, you kind of respect it. Hey, they played the game well. I think these people in the office are just they don't have any they're not going to respect that. They're not going to say oh, well, hey, he did play the game well. No, they're going to be pissed because he lied to them. There's no trust there, and he deceived them. So I think he won tonight, but if he goes to the final two, he's not going to win. He's not going to go to the jury.
I know a little bit about tomorrow's episode.
Oh yeah, well, no spoilers.
Just keep an eye out. You might see someone familiar.
Nice. Okay. All right. Cool. Very cool. That was again. Well, so it was one of those things. Man, I wish I was in the office during that week of recording. At the same time, I saw yesterday's episode where they're reading the fish stuff and everything. And I'm like,
God, that was awful.
I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going back and forth. Man, I wish I was in the office. Thank God I wasn't in the office. What? And they said it was like Swedish fish or something like that. Or
it was something weird. It was weird. It just awful smell. I had to go. I went to the bathroom and I was like I sort of said, this stuff is seeping downstairs. This is bad. And then that's when you start seeing everyone start. And I said, this is bad. And then every day I go for a walk. I go for a 30-minute walk, 60-minute walk. When I got the first whiff of that, I said, this is time for my walk. And I went for my walk. I was the first out of the office. By the time I got to the door, it was really starting to get bad. By the time I got to the door, I got my coat on. I got to the door. It was really starting to get bad. Enrique was starting to grab the spray and starting to use had two sprays and he's going up and down the office. trying to fight off that smell.
No, I don't think I could handle that. I watched Lowering the Bar. I've been on Lowering the Bar, I think 2 or 3 times now. And luckily it hasn't been eating anything crazy or anything. When I see like Feidelberg go for it and like he knows he's going to puke, but he still does it, I'm like, I can't do that. If I know I'm going to be sick, I just like my mind just even thinking about it starts going. But yeah, so
I've actually brought things for Lowering the Bar.
Yeah, I saw that with the Thanksgiving candy corn and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure people appreciated you for that week. Well,
I brought something else, but he haven't showed it yet. The Oz.
Oh, what is that?
It's like a hard pretzel that's Italian.
Okay, and it's no good.
No, I actually like it, but it's like an acquired taste.
I gotcha. Well, it's gonna be a heck of a weekend. So you got Surviving Barstool. The last episode goes Thursday. Friday is Rough and Rowdy. Is it in Morgantown?
Actually, I don't think the last episode is Thursday.
It's not?
No.
Is last episode Friday?
I think so. Or it might even go to Saturday.
What I thought okay. In my head, I thought it was gonna end on Thursday with Rough and Rowdy on Friday. I might be wrong about that. But
no, I don't think Thursday is the last episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there can't be. There's still too many people on there. So okay, so it must go through Saturday then.
Yeah.
Well, what time does Rough and Rowdy start? Because it must.
I think 7:30.
Okay, gotcha. So you can watch Surviving Barstool and then and then immediately go to Rough and Rowdy. Well, that'll be cool. Well, okay. Well, it is the big weekend. I saw New Amsterdam Vodka made the pirate ship in the office.
Unfortunately, I haven't got a chance to see that yet.
Yeah, you haven't been there yet. So, are you going to be able to go in the office before you head to Rough and Rowdy?
Oh, I'm going tomorrow.
You're going in the office tomorrow?
Yeah.
Did they?
I think by tomorrow will be clear enough for me to get back. I mean, today the transit were running at like a 50% schedule today in New Jersey. So tomorrow they should be back up to normal.
It's not that they can't run; they're just at 50% capacity, probably because most people are staying home anyway, so they don't need it.
Yeah, well, it was completely shut down Monday.
Yeah,
and they were starting to slowly bring it back today.
Gotcha.
And enough of the plows went through. I was able to get my car out. I wasn't able to get my car out until like 3:30 today, so that's when I went on my walk.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I should be able to get out. I get to the office tomorrow.
Good deal. And then so you're going to Rough and Rowdy. So are you going to stay in West Virginia that night, or are y'all coming back Friday night?
I'm not sure what the plan is.
Gotcha. Well, it should be fun, man. I wish I was up there for Rough and Rowdy for sure. You know, it's only a 12-hour drive, but I'm sure they have limited capacity inside there for a number of people inside the arena or whatever. But it's only a 12-hour drive. Maybe I'll drive up there. Who knows? But yeah, so it's going to be Rough and Rowdy, and then Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yes.
Are you going to watch it at the office?
I believe there's some plans underway for that.
Nice. All right, so big time Super Bowl pick here. Kansas City. The spread right now is -3.5. What's your pick for the Super Bowl?
I'm going to stick with Kansas City.
And the points?
3.5, yes. 3.5, yeah.
3.5. I think you might be right.
I picked the Chiefs to win at the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah.
I have a bet on them from the beginning of the season.
Nice.
Not that I'll win that much because they were the favorites, but
yeah, because they're defending champs and all that. Yeah. Well, still, I mean, how often outside of Buffalo going 4 times in a row, I still think it's probably rare for a team to go 2 years in a row.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually put $10 on them at the beginning of the season. So
nice.
I think I'll win like $55 or something like that.
Hey, that's a good bet. It's a good bet. And I think it'll be fun just to see I think it'll be like a changing of the guard, Tom Brady, the old Tom Brady, and the new gunslinger Patrick Mahomes. I think obviously Tom Brady is, the greatest of all time, if not, one of 2 or 3. But I mean, the way he came into the NFC, he has as many NFC championships as, Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees, and he's only been in this, the conference 1 year. But I think his defense has bailed him out a couple times, I think. And I don't think his defense is going to be able to do that with Kansas City. So
yeah, the Chiefs are just too good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, with Tom Brady going to his 10th Super Bowl, that's still a feat.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, and to do it, and it's it almost kind of feels like LeBron, going to the Lakers or going to Miami, and it feels like he just said, hey, I'm going to go down to Tampa, I'm going to go down to the Buccaneers, and going to set up a camp.
Well, here's a different thing. The NBA, you just need 1 or 2 good players most times. The East is sorry.
Yeah,
and the Lakers, well, he doesn't do anything without Anthony Davis last year.
That's true. That is true. But it's still that sense that it felt the same. It felt like, hey, Tom Brady's coming to the Buccaneers, so you can almost expect them to be in the hunt, But it should be a good game. I'm excited to see it. If the snow clears up, who knows? Maybe I'll fly up. I'll have to see. But I still got to figure out where I'm living. But I'm excited. Going to be moving up shortly. Hopefully the snow will cease before I get fully moved up there. But yeah. Well, Frank, it was great talking to you. I feel like we got a huge weekend coming up. Go ahead and take us on out.
A super week. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. It just keeps fucking snowing. Can this please, madness, please stop? Stop snowing! Stop snowing! Stop snowing! We already got a year's worth. We don't need any more. This snow has really got to stop! Please stop! Please stop! Please stop snowing.
Very nice. Frank, it was a pleasure. That's Barstool Units. See you next week.